Welcome to this segment of our show, and with me is Andy Brown, all the way from Decker, Tennessee. Okay. How long have you been playing music?
I started taking singing lessons when I was 8 years old, so that would be 25 years. And there was pretty much always an instrument around the house. My mom taught piano lessons, and of course we sang in church and stuff. But as far as formal training, voice lessons for a couple of years. So about 25 years.
Wow, so tell me about growing up in Memphis.
Well, I grew up outside of Memphis. My dad, when my folks got divorced, my dad moved to where he's from, to Memphis, and so I would spend my weekends out there. And obviously, it's a rich cultural. As far as if you're into rhythm and blues and that sort of thing, I think that's the place to grow up.
So tell me more about cutting your teeth, as they put it.
Well, of course, cutting my teeth, that just means getting some real professional kind of experience, and there's at a place called the Center for Southern Folklore, and back then, this would be the mid to late 90s, the Center for Southern Folklore was located at the very end of Beale Street, and my buddy, another saxophone player, friend and a musician, we would go in there and we would sit in with the Memphis Jazz Orchestra, and those guys were super nice to us. We really ability-wise didn't have any business on the stage, but they were certainly they were nice enough to let us go in there, and we got to see the inner workings of what musicians do. So
how old were you at this?
15, 16, 17 years old. I've spent sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school going up there just about every weekend, if not every weekend, every other weekend. And,
wow.
And they got to know me and my buddy by first name.
Oh wow! So what all instruments do you play, Andy?
My principal instrument in college was the saxophone, the alto saxophone. But as I said, I play and teach piano and play and teach guitar, and I was band director for 4 years, so I know a little bit to be dangerous on just about all of the wind instruments, but saxophone, guitar, and piano, those are my specialties.
So tell me what terminology, we were talking earlier, what terminology do you call your guitars and then your saxophone? Pretty
much any stringed instrument I refer to as an axe, and any horn, any wind instrument I refer to as a horn. And in the music terminology, those terms are actually interchangeable too. Some guys will call their horn an axe, so that's it. If it's a horn, or if it's a saxophone or a wind instrument, it's a horn. If it's a guitar, it's an axe.
So tell me about your schooling, all your experiences in music.
It's like academic study of music started really in the 6th grade with band, with instrumental music, and it's one of the things I'm really passionate about is making sure our music education programs down here are in as good a shape as they can possibly be. So from 6th to 12th grade, I learned to read music and had great teachers just through the band program. And then I spent a semester at Austin Peay in Clarksville getting ready for where I really wanted to go to college, which was the Berklee College of Music in Boston. And so I spent a year at Austin Peay getting my chops, getting ready to hopefully get a scholarship, which I did. And then I spent 4 years at Berklee in Boston.
Oh, so tell me about Boston. What happened for you there?
Well, the main reason I wanted to go there is because, Berklee's right up there with like Juilliard or Eastman. It's a world-renowned music school, and I wanted to see how I stacked up against the best young musicians in the world, and that was something that was really important to me. And being at Berklee and being in Boston certainly allowed me to do that. I saw every bit of where I stood, and as far as culturally in Boston, it was a completely different world. I spent my weekends in Memphis, as we were talking about, so I thought I had been someplace, and I learned quickly that I had really been anywhere. It was it was awful big, and I got homesick just like anybody would, but I wouldn't change it at all. I mean, it's student loans and everything. That's where I would do it all over.
That's wonderful. And so tell me who inspires you musically?
As a songwriter, I mean, I listen to the Beatles an awful lot around the house as a songwriter. As a musician, as a guitarist, I love the old blues guys. I love B.B. King. I love Muddy Waters. I really like Robert Cray and Albert King, all of the Kings, basically. And then, and on saxophone, you know, you pretty much are going to be soaked in the jazz world. So you got your John Coltrane's and Charlie Parker's, and all of those influences can work jive with each other, and hopefully with a coherent style of songwriting and playing. So yeah, songwriter is the Beatles, saxophone, the normal jazz players, John Coltrane, Charlie Parker, and then guitar playing the blues guy.
Oh wow! Right. So
eclectic.
What are your thoughts on Johnny Lane?
He's wonderful. And he's gotten better. He's gotten better. I mean, I remember hearing "Lie to Me" and just thinking. I think we're close to probably about the same age, and I'm just thinking, gosh, he's too good, you know. And just really, he's a fabulous guitar player. Really.
Absolutely.
And in the tradition, I think that's important. Is that with blues or with jazz, it's important for me to sound like I'm in the tradition of the players that kind of paved the way. Johnny Lane definitely fits that bill.
So tell us about what you're doing now musically.
Well, right now I have my own group, the Anderson Brown Band, and we play all over Manchester, Winchester, Murfreesboro, and it's a cover band, so we do 4 hours of classic rock and blues and dance and pop music. I'm working on my first solo of the album of original material. I've recorded lots of stuff for a bunch of different bands, but this is the first thing that I've done. So as far as playing and performing, working on my album. And that's it. And I teach music. I've been a music teacher, 6-7 years since I moved to Murfreesboro anyway, and so I teach privately. I got about 25 students at the Family Music Center in Manchester. Everybody come out there for sure, and then I teach at the Webb School in Belleville.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Tell me, Andy, which song that you've written that is original means the most to you?
That song would be one I wrote about 6 years ago. It's called "Bring Me Some Love," and I think a lot of art in general, not just music, comes from troubled spots, from turmoil, personal trouble. And when I wrote this song, it's at a particular, without going into great detail, I was at a particularly desperate time in my life, and all of my songs I can go back and play and listen to and remember where I was at and what I was feeling when I wrote it. But "Bring Me Some Love" in particular, it's the image of that age and what was happening is just really sharp to me through that song.
Okay. Would you like to play it for us?
I absolutely would. I'm glad you asked. This is called "Bring Me Some Love." Do you want to see the state I'm in? Do you want to see the damage done? I've built 1,000 plots and ways. Still this corpse has got no blood. Nothing left for me to do or say. Just lick my wounds and try to walk away. But Hi, this next song I'm going to play for you is called Let's Just Say. I recorded it back in 2007 at Sun Studios in Memphis, Tennessee, and it was featured on the album that I did with a band called Exit 42. And here's Let's Just Say. Let's just say that I'll see you tomorrow and everything's the same. Let's just say it's been a month and the embers turn to flames. My hopes rise as I open my eyes, and I think that I'll see you today. And I see what I want to see when you're in front of me, and I dream of possibilities when I think you might feel the same way. So let's just say it's been a year and we're flying on a plane. Let's just say that we're headed to a place with a Spanish name. Imagine we're standing on the shoreline commanding the moonlight to bring us to waves. And I see what I want to see when you're in front of me, and I dream of possibilities when I think you feel the same way. So let's just say, let's just say, let's just say that I get some courage and I talk to you today. Let's just say that I'll walk to you and we'll see what comes our way. Your beauty abounds as the sunlight surrounds, and I'll open my mouth just to say